If you're heading over to Malaysia for the holiday season, do take note of some new restrictions. Large-scale New Year's Eve celebrations will not be allowed, but private gatherings among friends and family members to celebrate Christmas and New Year can go ahead. Now, this if only participants undergo COVID-19 self-tests.
We are not allowing for big New Year's Eve gatherings. For private New Year's Eve gatherings, as well as for private Christmas celebrations, you will need to do a self-test before you go for those events.
Meanwhile, Malaysia is ramping up its booster vaccination drive, with Mr. Khairi warning that the country could face a new wave of infections if the rollout isn't accelerated. This comes as a second Omicron case was detected in an 8-year-old who arrived from Nigeria via Qatar on December 5th. The Straits Times' Malaysia Bureau Chief Shannon Teoh shares the latest on the COVID-19 situation in the country.
Well, any new variant scares the bejesus out of people because it introduces a new variable, an unknown. I mean, even though the early reports are that this is a more transmissible but less dangerous mutation, people are still afraid of catching it here in Malaysia. No one here wants to take an unnecessary risk of getting infected. So, word that double vaccine isn't good enough to fend off Omicron has also reignited interest in boosters. So the government is going to reactivate our mega vaccination centers. These are the ones that could roll out more than 10,000 jabs a day. They're trying to get everyone to have a booster by next February. Well, everyone who has taken either Sinovac, which has a lower efficacy, or those above 60, which are 60 years of age, which these are the people who have higher chances of developing complications from COVID. Now, one thing that's weighing on people's minds, I suppose, the fact that daily cases are still high. They're averaging above 4,000, and this is kind of close to 2/3 of nearly the level from 2 months ago. This is despite nearly all adults being vaccinated, and nearly 4 in 5 of the entire population is fully vaccinated in Malaysia. I mean, this by fully vaccinated, we mean double dose, because the government wants to change the parameters and say that, well, it should be with a booster before we qualify you as fully vaccinated now. Now, this is on the one hand, right, a lot of transmissions, but on the other, deaths have come down quite a fair bit. It was above 80 2 months ago, now it's below 40. So I suppose the lesson here is that the vaccines do work, maybe not in terms of limiting transmissions, but it has reduced the rate of death, reduce the level of complications involved. So I think just generally, when you look at this Omicron situation, no one really wants to be responsible for the potential new variant. If this new variant could, potentially cause complications to the COVID-19 management, right? So everyone's playing safe. We want to know more about what this Omicron variant does before we actually open the floodgates again and have more VTLs, open up more borders, so on and so forth. So it's so far being a better safe than sorry response to